it had an act out at the end of it, but it was about Moses. So I think I can assume that the act out would have been you know the story of Moses? There's a Rugrats episode about it and everything. Alright, coming up next, our eldest veteran of the Lucky Number open mic has been coming here for 6 centuries. Thomas Harty.
My hat is off to you, Mr. Halter, for what was surely the greatest intro you did tonight. I give it 2 out of 10 stars. So, my first job when I graduated high school, not my first job, but my first job out of high school was working at Walmart. I'm going to pause there to just let that sink in. Stare deeply into my eyes and you'll understand the joke. While I worked at Walmart, I of course had to wear the traditional blue vest. At that time, they still had the smiley face logo. Again, look into my eyes. The most common question I got while I worked at Walmart was, "Do you work here?" Which made sense in a way. My personality was totally unsuited to that line of work. But it afforded me some interesting moments. And my favorite one is, so I grew up in rural West Virginia, and the English language was badly mutilated there, but I learned to cope. So I was very proud that I often was able to understand almost every single combination of Appalachian English there is. But there was one time when I got stumped pretty bad, and it was at Walmart, you guessed it. I was, a man came up to me, and he said, and I'm quoting this as best I can, "Hey bud, I'm looking for Hurl and Hurlafurlas." And then I suggested, Oreos? He said, "Oil!" I led him to the automotive section. I do not know if he was successful. Moving along, I've noticed a lot of rabbits in Chicago, and I'm thinking that the city of Chicago should legalize rabbit hunting. I'm not a big proponent of rabbit hunting. I just think it might cut down on the homicide rate. You know, give people something to shoot at and kill without repercussions. Well, that's basically the south side of Chicago, but hey, it's true. 14 people got shot over St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Not in Hyde Park.
I can't argue with that. Now, you might be thinking at this point, boy, Thomas, how do you transition from that to another rabbit joke? Easy. I invoke the United States Army Medics Training Program. Yes. You see, the U.S. Army Medic Training Program, part of it is they give you a rabbit and they tell you to amputate one of its legs. Yes. Now, there is also another program in the United States Army called SEER, which stands for Survive, Evade, Resist, Escape. And in that program, they also give you a rabbit, and they tell you to take care of it, and then 2 days later, you have to kill it and eat it. Now, I'm thinking at this point, it might be good to sort of combine the two. So after the Army medics amputate the leg, they can stitch it back on, because reattaching severed limbs is also something Army medics have to do, and then they can give it to the SEER guys who will kill and eat it. I'm saving money here. Oh, jeez. And the last thing I guess I have to say is this is an item that was making the news and I just had to comment on it. So the Pentagon was receiving a a bunch of studies. They studied every single thing, what kind of ammo to use, what weapons are best, who's the most likely next opponent, that kind of thing. So inundated with studies that they commissioned another study to find out, do all these studies do any good? That study, the results were lost, which prompted another government agency to launch a study on the study of the studies, which was then referred, I guess, to the Department of Redundancy Department. Well, what can I say? We live in a godless universe full of pain. Thank you and good night.
Thomas Harty.